We hear a lot of people talking about, do you recruit for skills, knowledge, and experience, or do you recruit for aptitude? Do you recruit for attitude? And what I'm hearing from you is the word qualities. How do you balance the difference between, if you are recruiting out there for a very specific job, whether they have the right skills, qualifications, etc. for the job, versus they've got the right qualities to become an amazing member of our team?
Yeah, I think it's going to largely depend on the level of uncertainty required for that specific role, right? In other words, if it's a role that does not have a high degree or any uncertainty, it's very straightforward, then skills are fine. Okay, you can put. I mean, athletes, professional. I mean, athletes are I like this. The skills required to do a sport are fairly defined, and the world inside of which an athlete operates is highly certain. I mean, people just know there's timers that tell you when things are going to happen, right? So you could say in the business world, I mean, something like I don't know, I don't want to label anything, but I would imagine maybe an accounting type job where there's very specific things that you are looking at and doing every day, and that there's not a lot of movement, but even in the accounting world and in most professions, there's going to be a requirement to deal with uncertainty. In other words, deal with an environment that's changing around you that you cannot predict. If you want to build a team that can do that, you have to look at attributes first and skills second. Certainly, I would never try to infer or even state explicitly that skills don't matter, right? Obviously, there's going to be a basic level of skills, but it really depends. And here's the story I'll tell you about that. And obviously, this is going to be a SEAL example. There's a little bit of an extremity there, but I think it tells the story. So I went through SEAL training in the 90s, and back then, one of the first things you had to do when you showed up to SEAL training was swim 50 meters. So jump in the pool, swim 25 meters at one end, 25 meters back to the other end. Basic swim test, right, to see if guys could do it. The story goes, I wasn't witness to this, but the story goes that a kid showed up one day and it was his turn to do the swim. And he jumps into the pool, and as soon as he jumped in the pool, he sank right to the bottom. And he started walking across the bottom of the pool to one side, and then he walked across the bottom of the pool back to the other side. He comes up, he's gasping for air, nearly drowning. And the instructor looks at him and says, "What the hell are you doing?" And the kid, who's still trying to get his breath, looks at the instructor and says, "I'm sorry, instructor, I don't know how to swim." And the instructor pauses for a second and looks at the kid and says, "That's okay, we can teach you how to swim." Now, why did the instructor say that? Because the instructor knew that if this kid had the qualities, the attributes that allowed him to show up to Navy SEAL training without knowing how to swim, he had everything we needed for him to be a Navy SEAL. Teaching him how to swim, teaching him that skill was going to be the easy part, right? This is what I'm talking about, right? If we want to build high-performing teams that operate in complexity and uncertainty, you have to figure out the attributes first. And you start to understand, okay, what are the attributes that are required for the skills that are going to be involved? And honestly, someone who comes to an interview process, maybe having some skills already, that's cool, because that shows that person already has some attributes. Attributes are always they're always buttressing skill, right? They're always before. They're the precursor. Attributes are the precursor to any skill you have. So even skills can be broken down into what are the attributes that have been required for someone to have that skill. But if we want to build teams that deal with uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, we have to look at attributes.
Hey everyone, it's Mick Spiers from the Leadership Project, where we empower leaders with the knowledge and skills that they need to create amazing teams and amazing workspaces. If you're enjoying our content, please do remember to hit like, subscribe, and that little notification bell so that you can be notified of all of our future videos. In the meantime, please do take care, look out for each other, and join us on this journey as we learn together and lead together.